Hello and welcome to Eat Your Backyard, my YouTube channel, where I tell you about all kinds of things that I'm into, edible things as well as tropical beautiful plants. Okay, let's get right to it. Are you wondering what to do with that pesky oak leaf matter? And typically I've been putting it out in the yard waste, but what I've learned is through looking at this waste product as an asset and through the eyes of permaculture, I can make use of it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how. So let's start off by just talking about what permaculture is in general. And my way of looking at it is that it is simply a way to make your yard into a functioning system that creates feedback mechanisms where the nutrients and so on kind of take care of themselves. Everything is restored to its natural balance of bugs and nutrients and so on and so forth naturally. And you have to let go of some paradigms as you do this. And one is, if what you're looking for is a kind of cypress mulch look in your yard, you know, that's not probably super compatible unless you have a wood chipper or some way to do that. And in fact, that's not a bad idea necessarily, is to be able to take the wood as well as the leaves of things you trim. But it might look more natural, like this. I've just recently started to depart from my way of dealing with this banana grove for years, where I took the banana leaves and I would remove them always. But they're very thin and they break down very quickly. But the thing is, I never let them accumulate. And that's another thing with this idea of using leaves as a mulch or as a cover or as a soil regenerator, is that you have to achieve a certain depth. Now, I don't have that much depth on these banana leaves. You might just see that it doesn't take long to dig through to the sand here, but it'll accumulate really quickly as I just come through here, and what they call it is chop and drop. So you chop it and drop it right on the ground. And as you do that over time, you accumulate a very nice layer of organic matter that begins to break down, and that accumulation speeds up the breaking down of the leaf matter. And you can see here, I've even one of the bananas that gave fruit, I just kind of let it naturally fall over, and I'll probably saw that over, but you can see that the pup is going right out of the base, and this will disintegrate and renutrient that pup as well. Okay, so let's go look at another area of the yard where I've started to lay some cuttings down just to shed their leaves. Same idea. So recently I trimmed up a Suriname cherry bush to liberate some shady areas from shade and create some sunlight. And these leaves are great because they follow all three characteristics that I want. They actually smell great, these Suriname cherry leaves. They smell really good, but they break down very quickly. And what will happen is, as I lay these out, we had a cold snap here, so I wanted to also protect some of these tender plants. That helps to do that as well. But I lay them down, all the leaves will drop, what will be left are the branches, and which I can, break down as well. But it'll begin to fill this in. Now, last year I put in a layer of oak leaves, but it has since mostly disintegrated back into the soil, which is just a testament to how much this approach really works. But what I need now are some more oak leaves, and I think I'm going to specifically target this area right out front that gets a lot of sun. You can see here are some of the oak leaves from last year that I put down, and this is a good example of, over time it's really already down to just about dust, and that's exactly what this almost sand soil needs here where I'm at in Central Florida. That's a little Brazilian pepper tree. I've also got other kind of leaves in here. This is a chocolate pudding, black sapote leaf. Again, it meets the criteria, small enough. It breaks down a little slower than the oak tree, but still breaks down fairly well. You can see these sticks over time will break down as well. So, but a very thin layer here. What I really need is a much thicker layer along this whole edge. You can see I've used some of the larger fruit branches as an eclectic edging. Go check out this video if you want to check that out. All right, so let's go get some oak leaf, which to me is the prime way to use leaves as mulch. So this is a very simple process. I just rake up the mulch leaves and put them in a 5-gallon bucket. And you can see there are some bamboo leaves in here as well, but try not to overdo it. I've raked up 2 piles of oak leaves. Ooh, nice chalk job. And here's another one. So I'll probably just take 2 5-gallon buckets back, but let's go ahead and take 1 bucket back and see how it looks. Okay, so we'll head past the old sugarcane palm, past the surf shower, and into the yard. And who is going to be lucky enough to get this? You know, I had thought I would put it over in that corner of the yard, but you can see I'm expanding out the edge of this border slowly but surely. I don't want to go too far with it, but I did want to put in a little extra sugarcane here. I have some new varieties growing. None of it has come up yet, but I think this area is probably a good spot. I've got some Bismarck palm seeds that I'm actually just going to place around in here. Got some croton cuttings. Here's an example of some sea grape leaves that I trimmed that will just kind of hold water for a while and then eventually break down. I don't think I want those in there, so I'm just going to pour these oak leaves here and there. I've got this yellow Malaysian coconut, which I want to leave slightly above. I want to leave this, oh, this is just an old plumeria cutting. That'll break down. By the way, plumeria leaves break down very, very easily. I'm almost going to just hand scatter this. Yeah, that's pretty good. There we are. Nice. Not bad at all. Go get 1 more bucket. So for just a little bit of work, I have really gathered, I would say, as much mulch in 2 5-gallon buckets as I would have gotten in a bag of mulch from the store. And this has not taken me long at all. Small amount of raking, a little bit of transferring the leaves into a bucket, and you cover up a little area. And this is a nice way to just kind of gradually keep up with the oak leaves, which drop relentlessly, and also provide that nutrient layer and soil, future soil, back into your yard. Oh, that looks about right. Alright, so I think I'm going to use this area just to fill in this new spot that I recently, and this sure beats weeding. That's what I'll say. This area is kind of like partially dead stuff, and I'm just going to cover it up so that I don't have to deal with it much. And as these leaves fall off, it'll add even more. Probably break down the branches too, since they're so small. I can just hit them with the clipper, but there you go. Small amount of time, filled in an area there, filled in an area there, and as we go I can just add more 5-gallon buckets full and fill in this whole area. So this is a good time to stop and say, if you're not subscribed to Eat Your Backyard, please do. We do series like What You Got Grown On, where we look at all kinds of different plants that I grow from seeds. Here's a good example. You can check out the series to see the history of all these guys. Also, please hit the like button if you find these kinds of things useful. So thanks for watching Eat Your Backyard. I appreciate it. Check out these videos. The links are provided right here for you to get to some videos about the What You Got Grown On series, where you can see some history of this. Also see how we grow red kale and red radishes and carrot microgreens, as well as all kinds of fruit trees like this fig, the mulberries, and strawberry trees. I appreciate you tuning in. Hope to see you back. Thanks for watching Eat Your Backyard.
Come on, you're holding up the line.